Oh, welcome back, guys. We're at the studio here. We got another episode of the Burn Boot Camp podcast, and there was a lead-in to this podcast where I'm supposed to say, today we have a thrilling episode in store, as I'm here with an exceptional guest. We're like really good friends, so I'm not.
That is correct.
I'm not going to do that. So I am here with Lindsey Treadway. I said this before to other people. She was my first friend when I moved down here.
Yep.
I don't know why, but I was like, I think I could be friends with this chick. We were working out at the same camp, and then that was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So now you're here.
That was 6 years ago?
6 years ago.
Wow. Dang,
so
we're getting older.
I'm not going to introduce her. She's going to introduce herself. She's been with Burn longer than I have. She owns a Burn, and we'll get into what other things she does for Burn Boot Camp On Demand. So, Lindsey Treadway, who are you? Let the people know.
Yep, my name's Lindsey Treadway. I've been a member of Burn Boot Camp for over 10 years.
That's a decade, people.
It is. It's a long time and a really big commitment, but I love every second of it. And I wouldn't change any of my burn journey. I've been a trainer, a franchise partner, a client, a BA at some point, I'm sure. I've been every job, everything that Burn has to offer, I've been part of. And I currently own Burn Boot Camp Herndon in Herndon, Virginia. And and then I'm also the host of Burn Knockout and
host. I like
Tuesdays with Treadway on the lives.
Yeah, we got to put that on a T-shirt. Tuesdays with Treadway. I got to get that going. Well, before I move off this, you said 10 years. 10 years is a long time. I've been with Burn 6 years, and I'm trying to think, man, add 4 more years onto that. Mm-hmm. What was it that you're like, I'll give this thing a shot?
Yeah, so I found Burn through I think they did 30 days free back in the day. It was Debbie Morgan.
It's either that or 30 days for $30.
Maybe it was that. I can't remember. It was so long ago, but it was over 10 years. It was July. Debbie Morgan worked with me. She's a nurse, and she posted her transformation pictures online. And I remember walking in. It was downstairs, so this is like the old Burn Boot Camp original location called Burn Huntersville. And I walked in downstairs, and Devin was the trainer. And he just kept remembering my name, and, that was cool. But also just trying to find something that I could stick to. I'd worked out at the gyms, box gyms. I've tried YMCA. None of that was working for me. I needed something a little bit more intensive just for myself, and just something that had a little bit of a competitive edge. And so I just keep coming back every day. And I saw the transformation. I saw the results. But also I've just met the best people here. Yeah. So my best friends are all from Burn, pretty much. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them are from Burn.
I think I knew I'd like her because she did play college soccer like I did, so I think that's maybe why. Yeah. We don't want to say that you're going against somebody in camp, but there is a friendly competition that especially if you get a group of friends that are competitive like you are in camp, then you have that little extra push to give a little more.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the trainers can only do so much. But hold on a second. Oopsie. You got to find that accountability partner. So that's kind of what I found in Matt. That's what I found in so many people at Burn. And yeah, you're right. I mean, going from college soccer, your whole life playing a competitive sport, to not having any idea what to do. I mean, you knew what to do, but kind of needed somebody to guide you there. So it's been awesome. I absolutely still love going to Burn. There's still people that push me every day, and I mean, I haven't seen you in a camp in a while, but maybe next time.
She's true on that. Well, yeah, she's true. She's right. Okay, so she does Tuesdays on Burn Boot Camp Live. If you guys have been doing the Tuesdays, you've seen her. But again, she's also the badass person who does our Knockout. And Knockout started in 2020. You probably, if you did those back then, we had green lighting back then that Devin did, and Treadway took it over. Now we use blue, right? We use this blue color that we have for Knockout. So for anybody listening or watching this, first of all, what is Knockout? How is it structured? Where do you come up with these workouts from? Give some people some insight into that.
Yeah. So Knockout it's kind of, when we first started it, they were 45 minutes long. Cool. We've condensed it to 20-minute sessions, which is good. There's a warm-up. There are 3 rounds in the middle, and there's a finisher similar to our programming for Burn Boot Camp. We always have a finisher, always have a warm-up, and then the workout in the middle. We combine kickboxing moves, but also a lot of the Burn Boot Camp moves that you see in camp every day. We provide modifications, but it's a very high intensity 20 minutes of just getting your heart rate all the way up. But also we incorporate some weights, and it's good for just speed, agility, balance, your core work. I mean, all the benefits you get from kickboxing, a kickboxing style workout, it's all positive, really.
So they used to be 45 minutes, and I could tell those are like super hard.
Yes.
These are like 20 minutes that you see on the app now, but if you want to do 2, you can do 2 back to back.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
What are some of the names of them? Do you remember?
Haymaker's one. There's a full body. I think it's called full body. There's
I'm testing her right now. You see that?
shoot.
Oh, I got it. There's Haymaker.
I think there's KO.
Kickboxing, cardio.
There's
the brawler.
Yeah, the brawler.
It's right there.
Oh.
So there's 3 guys on the app right now.
No, there's 5.
Or 5, sorry. There's 5 total. Again, 20 minutes on average.
Yep.
You don't need a punching bag for these. These are like all air, correct?
Right. It's all, you're punching air. But you have like a target in mind, I guess you can look at it that way. But we do use some equipment, very minimal equipment, like chairs and maybe a jump rope and a weight. But yeah, it's just you basically punching air for speed and power. I mean, you're still punching for speed and power. It's still all about the technique and your form. It's still, you're still throwing hard punches. It's just not at a target.
So if you're watching this and you're like, oh man, I've never thrown a punch in my life or a kick, how long did it take you to like master these moves?
Yeah, I think
yourself before you instructed other people how to do it.
It takes a while. There's a learning curve. So it teaches you coordination, which is really important. And it does take a little while to get the moves down, but we do talk through some of the talking points, where you should be throwing your punches from, where your kicks should be coming from. And the thing about on demand is it doesn't have to be beautiful, right? Because nobody's watching you except for you. So if it doesn't look like we do on the screen, or like Mike Tyson or any other kung fu person, I don't know. If it doesn't look like that, it's totally fine. Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee. That's a good one. Or
Jackie Chan.
Sure. Okay. Keep them coming. Anyway, if it doesn't look like that, it doesn't matter. You're learning, and it might take you a few weeks to get the moves down, but once you get them down, you'll be a pro.
Heard it here. So we have 5 on demand. What was your most favorite one to do, and what were your like the least favorite one? Because these are like your kids, right? So you have a favorite kid, which is Scarlett. Your least favorite kid, I don't know. So what's your favorite episode?
Scarlett's my favorite kid. She's not there. They're all my favorites, first of all. Second, I think the cardio full body knockout full body is my favorite, because it's truly a full body workout. Okay. The first one we did was
that Haymaker?
I believe it was Haymaker, the very first one. It was a little shaky, maybe not my favorite because it was our first, but the last one, or the full body one, is definitely my favorite, just because it incorporates your full body.
Yeah. I think knockout is great for people that like needed like a different type of conditioning spice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if you guys have been to Burn Boot Camp, you obviously know the conditioning days, but like this is a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Is it less impact, would you say, for people who might have like, I don't know, battling a knee injury or hip injury?
It can be.
What can they expect from like a jumping perspective?
Yeah, it definitely can be less impact. I mean, you can modify any of the exercises to take the jump out. There's not a ton of jumping unless we do like roundhouse jump kicks, and we definitely can turn it up a notch. There's some of those in there? There are, but we have modifications down and up, so there's both. But a lot of this is, like you said, low impact. Mm-hmm. When you're throwing punches, you're obviously not moving. The kicks, they can get a little high if you want them to, but they don't have to. You can keep your kicks nice and low below your waist. You can kick somebody in the head. It's all kind of up to you, which I like about it. And it's very much you versus you, which is our Burn Boot Camp kind of mentality. I will say you work muscles that you never thought you were going to work.
I feel like, like you're going to get your groin sore.
It's all coming from your core, and you'll notice like right when you're done, like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that muscle was back there. Or I didn't know I didn't know I had that in there, or whatever. It's just different. It's a different group of muscles, even though if you go to burn all the time, and I still was noticing that I was working different areas of my body by doing that. Your glutes.
Get on fire.
Talk about glutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're kicking. I mean, how often are you getting your leg up to throw kicks? Very, very
probably
rarely
never
in
after
Burn
you
Boot
get
Camp.
past the age of 12.
Yeah. Well, here, now you can do it at 38.
Okay. And I mean, for a busy mom out there, like you're a busy mom, own a gym, 3 kids. I don't know what else you do with your free time, but I know it's probably filled with something. Your kids could probably do this with you at home.
For
would
sure.
You say?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. And it would teach them coordination. It would teach them balance. It would give them flexibility. That's like huge. Flexibility goes, you know, I mean, I have to really work to stay flexible, but when I'm doing these kickboxing knockout videos, it really helps me to like get my leg up there and work on getting it a little bit higher. So it gives me a goal and helps me big time with flexibility.
What tips would you give the person thinking of like, do they have to wear a certain type of shoes or what type of clothes? I mean, I feel like you're doing movements that are outside what they normally do from like a movement pattern thing. So they got to wear clothes that they can be flexible in. What tips would you give? Or could they do could they do these workouts barefoot?
Yeah. I mean, you could do it just in the same clothes you wear to burn. I mean, most of the people at the gym that I work out in wear leggings. It's totally doable with leggings, loose fitting shorts. I mean, anything you feel comfortable in, you can wear. As far as shoes go, I mean, you don't have to have shoes. You can be barefoot. I typically wear the same shoes that I run in. So, you know, something that's going to give you a lot of mobility, but, you know, you don't want like something like a lifting shoe. You definitely don't want to wear that. But yeah, whatever you're comfortable in, that's what you should do knockout in.
Okay.
Yeah.
What have you started thinking about future knockout workouts?
Yes, I thought about the other day a jump rope workout, like a lot more jump roping, because we didn't do that. But like you see boxers, and there's a lot of jumping rope.
I feel like that's like literally what they do all the time.
Yeah, and then core work. While we do everything comes from your core and knockout, we haven't yet done
like direct core work.
Yeah,
like,
something more core focused.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, and maybe a targeted like glute knockout, just specifically working on your glutes. I don't know. The possibilities are endless.
Knock out your glutes.
Yeah, knock them out.
Pun intended.
Burn it out. Something like that.
What questions do you have for me? Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I do. Remember way back when you promised that you were going to do a knockout video?
What's funny is that I told Jeremiah the next motion once he does, I got to be in one, and I do remember that promise, but
so we just keep lying to everybody.
We didn't put a time frame on when this could happen. So I knew you were going to do more.
No, I feel like we did. You just didn't show up for the actual
That's not true. I promise I will do one, not the core one.
Why?
I will absolutely not do the core one.
Okay.
I'll do the jump rope one.
Okay.
Maybe, or the glute one.
Okay.
Whatever those names are called.
And if you don't see him in the next video, give him hell on
Do you have names for these workouts yet?
No.
Okay.
But I'll come up with some.
All right. I'll either do the glute one or the jump rope one.
Okay.
You heard it here.
Okay.
I promise you.
Did you say this to Jeremiah on the last podcast you did?
I did.
Oh.
I did. But I gotta support.
Okay.
What other questions do you have?
Good question. How do you? I don't know. I got nothing. I had another question, but it slipped my mind.
She's getting old. Okay,
I am.
Guys, another episode of Burn Boot Camp Podcast. You can see this badass woman. She is a badass. I always give her crap, but she's one of my favorite people. She is on Burn Boot Camp Live every Tuesday. We're filming this. We're recording this. Today is October. What's the date today?
11th.
October 11th. Her first Tuesday was yesterday, October 10th. She'll be on Tuesdays for the foreseeable future, as long as she doesn't burn down the place. And again, we got how many knockouts on demand?
5.
We have 5. All right, go check them out. Even if you guys can't do the whole thing, if you want to start with 10 minutes of it, get a taste, you're like, you know what, I actually kind of like this. Or if you want to do one back-to-back, do that as well. They're all at your disposal to use. And I have a feeling that this will be a content category that will probably be expanding with more of it as it gets more popular. Yeah. So stay tuned, and I'll be in one of them, I promise. All right? If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, share this with somebody. If you're on Apple or Spotify podcast, leave us a review. We would love it. And thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you. You want to take us out?
Yeah. Oh, 2 claps on 2.
You don't mess it up.
I'll try not to. Let's end it with 2 claps on 2. 1, 2.
Bye, guys.